Well, her name's Rock Chalk. She's the talk of the town. We're the German Shepherd duo, always sniffing around. Smith and Wesson by her side, they ain't just for show. They're the muscle when she's hustling, solving crime on the go. She's got her boots in the dirt, she's cracking the case. A true crime queen with a smirk on her face. Loves her country rap bumping, got that twang in that beat. You mess around with her, you're in for a treat. Oh, F-A-F-O, better watch your step. Rock Chalk's on the scene, she'll clean up your mess. With her dogs and her charm, she'll track you down slow. Oh, F-A-F-O, yeah, you reap what you sow. She's got a badge and a sassy attitude to boot. Kicks down doors like she's in hot pursuit. Smith and Wesson bark, don't you dare run. She's the queen of the scene, yeah, she gets it done. Country rap on the radio, she's cruising the street. From the city to the sticks, she's the one to meet. Her motto's real simple, don't try no bluff. Mess around all you want, but you'll find out quick enough. Whoa, F-A-F-O, better watch your step. Rock Chalk's on the scene, she'll clean up your mess. With her dogs and her charm, she'll track you down slow. Oh, F-A-F-O, yeah, you reap what you sow. She's got cowboy boots and a badge of steel. With a heart of gold and nerves unreal. You thought you could hide, but she's always in the know. Now you're caught, son, F-A-F-O. So here's the Rock Chalk and her Shepherd crew. Smith and Wesson got her back and they're coming for you. Country rap in her veins, she's the queen of the scene. F-A-F-O is her motto, and she's living the dream. Rock Chalk out. Hey! She's got cowboy boots and a badge of steel. With a heart of gold and nerves unreal. You thought you could hide, but she's always in the know. Now you're caught, son, F-A-F-O. So here's the Rock Chalk and her Shepherd crew. Smith and Wesson got her back and they're coming for you. Country rap in her veins, she's the queen of the scene. F-A-F-O is her motto, and she's living the dream. Rock Chalk out.
How's everybody doing? All good here. I was going to do a live tonight. I had to move it up on Wednesdays. I cook supper for my daughter and her family before they go to church. So we're going to go ahead and do this live now. So the news is reporting that yesterday that Tiffany Adams, Granny, took a no contest plea. And we're going to play that. And then we're going to pull up what that means in Oklahoma, because it's really strange that they gave her that plea. I just want your guys' opinion on it, too. I find it strange. Here we go.
3 at noon. We are tracking breaking news at this hour. The alleged mastermind behind the murders of 2 Southwest Kansas mothers enters a plea in the case. Tiffany Adams pleaded no contest to 2 counts each of deliberate and intentional first-degree murder, unlawful removal of a dead body, and unlawful desecration of a human corpse. A no-contest plea means Adams is not admitting guilt, but she's also not fighting the charges. Prosecutors say Adams had the mother of her grandchildren, Veronica Butler, and a court-appointed supervisor, Jilian Kelley, killed during what Veronica and Jilian thought was a child custody exchange during Easter weekend back in 2024. Documents show the women were stabbed multiple times. Their bodies were dumped in a deep freeze and buried in Texas County, Oklahoma. They weren't dug up for several days. Adams will be sentenced January 28th. Adams' plea comes just 3 weeks before she was set to be arraigned on the charges, but co-defendants Cullum and Twombly are still set to be in court November 5th and enter pleas. As a reminder, there are 5 people in total charged with killing Vetonica and Jilian. Cora Twombly and Paul Grice took plea deals in exchange for their testimony against the other suspects.
Fire up your season with Treescapes, the killer.
Let's get rid of that. Let me get me back up here. Right. What is the reason? Because check this out. Check this out. I know you sent me some stuff, Deb, and I know that Lavender did too. But check this out. In an Oklahoma murder trial, a no contest plea means the defendant does not admit guilt but accepts the punishment as if they were guilty. This plea, also called a nola contre, whatever that word is, waives the right to a trial and results in a conviction and sentencing, but it cannot be used as an admission of guilt in a related civil lawsuit. For a murder trial, a no contest plea would still have serious consequences and is often unlikely, as prosecutors may insist on a guilty plea. Okay? Key aspects of a no contest plea in Oklahoma: accepts punishment. The defendant accepts the sentence handed down by the court just as if they had been found guilty. Does not admit guilt. The plea is not a confession. The defendant is essentially saying they will not contest the state's evidence, but they are not formally admitting they committed the crime. Can lead to a conviction. The outcome of a no contest plea is the same as a guilty plea, resulting in a criminal record. Protects against civil suits. Because it is not an admission of guilt, the plea cannot be used against the defendant in a civil lawsuit stemming from the same event, like a wrongful death suit. So that one right there is the one that I'm going to say is why they did it, but let's read on. Unlikely in a murder case. So it's saying that it's unlikely to get a no contest plea in a murder case. Unlikely in murder cases. Prosecutors may not agree to a no contest plea in a serious case like murder because they often want the defendant to admit guilt, right? Yeah, we want her to admit guilt, right? And then the probation, like, she's never going to get probation, but what do you guys think about that? I mean, And right, Debsy did it for a reason, but did she do it because of the civil suit? The assets, she's already gave away the assets. We went over that. Sold some land to her son, some to her daughter. I mean, looked like she got rid of her assets, and so did Coleman. So it seemed like, but check this out. So also, I'm going to show you how to do this in case you don't. We're going to go in, and we are going to go into OCN. I'm going to show you how to do it again. Okay. I'm going to start mine over too, just so I can show you. All right. We got a new tab. Okay. So you type in OCSN. And it says Supreme Court of Oklahoma. You're going to click on that. And you're going to go over here to docket search. Under the docket search, you got to wait for this verifying to go, and then you click on it and hit submit. All right. Verify I'm human. It's having issues, or maybe I am. Okay, so then you go over here to Texas County, because Guyman is Texas County. Go over here and type in Adams and Tiffany with one F. Okay, let's make sure it's going to bring it up. But don't all bring it up on a different screen. All right. Yeah. All right. Okay. So you go down, and they just changed this today because arraignments were going to be on November 5th. Now hers has changed as of today to sentencing on January 28th. It don't say that there's a no contest. They don't have any of that. And when you go down here to the 10-3, it's just from the testimony, Cora and Paul Grice's testimony is what it looks like to me from the preliminary hearing was entered into evidence. And then there was a scheduling order made. I'll show you the scheduling order. The scheduling order is still set, it looks like, for trial to me. But we'll pull it up anyway. So I don't see anything on the site showing where they changed it and she did a plea. I'm going to assume the news is right, though. Right? Assume that they know what they're doing there. Okay. And this one really don't matter now, because if she really did plea, oh, let me get that off of there too. Okay. This is just where they were setting everything up. Physical evidence inspection was going to be January 13, 2026. Initial motions, January 9th. Like all the way up to the trial that was going to be in June. So I'm going to assume the news is right. But I don't see an update. Hey, Hawkeyes, I don't see an update as far as on that site saying that they changed it. Now, when we go and we look up like Cole and Tad, they haven't did any pleas. So their arraignment is still set up for November 5th. And then Cora and Paul, there says that they, it just says, let me pull it up because it was like continued court or whatever, like they're going to testify or something. Just regular court hearings, but we'll pull it up too. We will pull it up. All right. Let's see here. This is Paul Grice's. Okay, yeah. And see, his just says further proceedings on November 5th. His and Cora says further proceedings, and Tad Coleman and Cole Twombly will have court on November 5th, unless they take a plea too. I mean, it's very possible they take a plea too. Now, from everything that we listened to, I don't know about everybody else, but it kind of seemed like they were trying to blame Jilian on Paul Grice and get Tad out of it. Is that the plan? Is that what they're still trying to do? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, because guessing is not going to give you the right answer, probably. So we'll just have to wait and see. Depends if the others file the same. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Am I the only one that thought that that they were trying to pin it on Grice and get Tad out? Or did I just think that wrong? Or was that the wrong impression I got? I don't know, Flower Daisies. If you plead no contest in Oklahoma, can it be overturned? I don't know. It don't say anything about that on there. Not sure. I can Google it. Darn sure can Google it. Okay. You plead no contest to a murder charge can it be overturned? Let's see. Yes, a plea of no contest to a murder charge in Oklahoma can be overturned, but it is very difficult and must be done through a legal process, such as an appeal or a collateral attack. An application to withdraw the plea must be filed within a specific time frame, typically 10 days from sentencing, or through an out-of-time motion if the deadline is missed. Valid grounds for challenging a plea often include ineffective assistance of counsel and involuntary plea or new evidence. So, you're right. I don't know what they're doing. I just find it weird that it's a murder trial and she gets to plead no contest. I don't know, but we haven't seen the paperwork either. I mean, we just looked it up and I don't see anything on the OSN. If you guys know how to look it up. Tell me if you see something that I'm not seeing, because I sure don't see it there. I don't want to give you the wrong advice, but I just looked it up and I don't see it on there. Let's see here. I wonder if there's physical evidence on Granny. Could be. Not sure what's going on, but sure they're still up to no good. Yeah, absolutely. The way Tad looks around when he's transported back and forth, it's crazy. I do find it's crazy that she was in court yesterday doing this, and then they just released it today. So, I mean, I don't know, something in the preliminary hearing that they just put in her file from December 15th? Something in there was real damning. I mean, I think everything was damning towards her. Okay. Sorry, my daughter just texted me. I got my granddaughter Thursday and Friday. And yes, they go to church on Wednesdays, and she's got a 6-year-old and then the twins, and she works full time. It's just really hard for her to do dinner on Wednesdays. So I always cook her dinner, send it home with her. The last 2 weeks we had meatloaf and potatoes. It was really good. Today she's getting spaghetti. That's what she wants. So anyway, back to this. So yeah, Hawkeye says, I think TA will do anything to keep anyone from getting anything because he's connected to. I think TA will do anything to keep anyone from getting anything. She's connected to. Okay, got it. She's connected to. Gotcha. Hush, hush, maybe? That could be. Keep things quiet. Or is it to keep her from testifying against Tad? And is it acceptable for them to take a no contest plea? What do you guys think about that? Because we know Paul Grice and Cora, they have to testify. And now they're not going to get their final thing until after all the court's over. In Florida, Stearns pled no contest as well. This is crazy. This is crazy. Yes, Hawkeyes. They do keep things pretty quiet because I had no clue they were in court yesterday. Honestly, I went to the doctor today and heard it on the radio. Heard it on the radio that she had pleaded in the breaking news. I just find it weird that they have enough evidence for 5 people unaliving 2 people, and it's taken this long. Well, the court system is not fast, that's for sure. Yeah, exactly. A way not to testify so that you don't have to testify against Tad. And remember, Paul can't remember. He didn't see Tad do it. He just knows he didn't do it. But he can't remember how many times he stabbed her. Jilian. Tiffany and Tad are unmarried, right? Yes. So marital privilege wouldn't apply. Correct. They are not married. Boyfriend and girlfriend. Hawkeyes. But yet, we push BK straight on through. Makes no sense to me how this works. It's crazy. And when she says BK, she's talking about Brian Koberger in the Idaho case. And this collector's, yeah. So Brian Koberger pled no contest. Then he had to plead guilty. You know, and we all have our thoughts about that too. We think Brian should have had to tell where the murder weapon is and why. you know? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you still have to, if you remember, the DNA was in limbo for a while too. I mean, just the slightest screw up in chain of custody or anything like that can throw a case out. So, I mean, I could see why it would take so long. And, I think they should do whatever the victims' families want them to do. If they, honest to God, if they want them to plead and be done with it, then I think the family should get what they want, whether it be Heath and his family or whether it be all of Veronica's family. I think that should be up to them whether she gets played no contest. And maybe it was. Maybe it was. But I don't. I was watching Joe Schmo the other day, and he had called Hunter with OSBI asking about London. And I had tagged that in a post. It's just crazy how they skim around away from stuff. I mean, that poor mom still hasn't got anything as far as her daughter. So I don't know what to think. I'm sure it'll work out one way or another, but did they want this no contest order? I mean, if Tad's going to fight this, which it looks like he is, wouldn't you want her to have to testify against him? Because I know clear as day how the testimony went with Paul Grice. And when Tad's attorney was asking Paul Grice questions, he couldn't pinpoint Tad unaliving Jilian. But Paul Grice also said that he stabbed her too. But you couldn't remember how many times. So, man, don't know. Don't know how that's going to go. I mean, I can guarantee you the families want all of them charged. Nobody's walking away from this. I mean, there's people that walk away from this that maybe shouldn't have walked away from it. That, in my heart, I feel like they knew. They knew this was going down. And they kept their mouths shut. I had said this on the last live, I think. But James Beasley, I don't know which news station it was that I heard, but to the effect that he didn't say anything because he had young kids. Hell, his kids are adult children. And then he just passed away not too long ago of health reasons. And that's the guy whose land that Tad Cullum leased. It's where Jilian and Veronica was found buried. That guy's passed away. Oh no. I just know we gotta stay on this. Stay on this and try to hold them accountable and not let anything slip through. And that's everybody working together. If you see something, say something. Let me know. Go post in one of my go to my posts and tag me or something. You know what I mean? Because we got to stay on this. I wish I'd have known about court yesterday. I'd have liked to have been there. What happened in Feb would have been enough to watch over Veronica Butler. Right. We got to stay on it. Like I said, when I was driving down the road and it came across the radio, I was like, what? What? A no contest? I just find it really interesting. And why? Hopefully, they have the DAs talk to the victim's family. And they were aware of all this. Hopefully they didn't just hear it on the radio going down the road. Or watching it here. Hopefully the DA's keeping in contact with them. It's a big thing. Yeah, Beasley now can't testify, which keeps more secrets. Exactly. I mean, they still have his pretrial, because he testified in the pretrial. They still have his statements from that. February 1st time they attempted is what I was meaning. Yeah, the time before when they drove to Hugoton. And that story is so out there. that they was going to get Veronica to leave her house and throw an amble through her windshield. What? But it seemed like everybody's saying that's what was said, what was going to happen. So it seems like it'd be true, but that's what they were going to do. But to me, it seems like Tad and Cole might have something else going on here. But what about guilty from association? But you want everything on them. No, if you believe for a minute that Tad didn't do this to Jilian, I mean, there's no way. There's no way that Paul Grice was able to do it. Hell, Veronica was getting away from him. Remember, Court could see it. Could see him running. Veronica was kicking his ass. There's no way he could have took care of Jilian too. But it sure seems like that maybe Tad's defense is trying to go a whole different route with that. I hope I'm wrong. Hopefully Paul Grice and Court can actually remember that Tad did it. Or not accept this non-guilty plea and make her testify. I mean, how does this benefit the state by letting her do a no contest? How does it benefit them? How does it benefit the victims by letting her do a no contest? I mean, we could be government theorists here. We could say Tad has a lot of connections too, and is somebody trying to keep him from going all the way down? I don't know. I hope not. Hope not. I hope they all get charged. Absolutely. To the extent of the law all the way. All right, guys. That's basically all I had for this. I wanted to let you guys know. Like I said, I didn't even know. Came across my radio. But I'm going to go start some cooking. Get the spaghetti cooked. So glad you guys could tune in. To those who are watching later, sorry. Try to go live again tomorrow night or Friday night. I'll try to set it up. Shouldn't protect her, but are they protecting her or are they protecting Tad? How's this benefit her? How's this benefit her? I was going live tonight, but I got to cook supper for my daughter. So we can go live tomorrow night. I kind of forgot this. You're always missing the lives. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Try to do better. I just try not to take up a lot of your time. I always say that, and people say, oh, I don't care if you take up my time. But trying to stay up to date on everything that's happening. We don't want anything to slide through. And would you be questioning this no contest plea? Friday is good? Okay, we'll do it Friday. We'll do it Friday. We'll do it live Friday. About 7 o'clock. We'll see you Friday. Much love to each and every one of you. Hopefully everything's going good. We will see you on Friday. Much love. Hello to everyone. Little girl, Bianca. Dempsey says hello to everyone. Good evening, Osprey. Osprey, good to see you. We are bathing people in the bath. Rock Scott family. We are really a family, and it does make our association. You guys here.